My name is Megan Lopez. I've spent 26 years married. In all that time, I could never truly say, I've been so happy. For 15 years, my husband has been unable to hide his affair, yet he's played the role of a good husband. He thought I hadn't noticed. There's no way that could be true, and I can't count how many times I've thought, if you're gonna cheat, at least make sure I don't find out. Really, how clumsy and foolish can my husband be? And yet, knowing this, I endured it all, waiting until our only daughter was married, my patience and effort. I deserve some praise. All this time, I've kept up the pretense of not noticing, just for the sake of family peace. And today, again, with undisguised joy, my husband says, "Gonna grab drinks with the boss. I'll be back later." I sent him off with a smile saying, "Okay." Still, I can't fathom why he would think he hasn't been caught yet. I just don't get it. I've hinted several times before that I knew about his infidelities. Yet he remains blissfully unaware. My husband, Russell, works as a manager at a restaurant chain. Because of this, he's always running around various locations. With such a job, it's impossible to know where he could have met another woman. He's always visiting so many places, and there are women working at each one, so encounters are just too common. I found out about my husband's affair when our daughter was 10 years old. I received a message from him on WhatsApp saying, "I love you." By then, we'd been married for 11 years, and he hadn't spoken sweetly to me like that before. It was so out of the blue. I thought, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? That's creepy. But then, message after message came, each with details I couldn't possibly know. "The fireworks last night were beautiful. Let's go together again." I was too busy with parenting to even think about fireworks. "That steak at the restaurant was the best. What do you want to try next?" I can't remember the last time I had steak. I can't wait to see you again. I miss you so much." I thought like, you just need to come home. But it was clear these messages weren't meant for me. Later, seeing them deleted, I realized he must have sent them to the wrong person by mistake. That's how I confirmed he was having an affair. An affair? Why? How could you? I'm here struggling with the kids, barely managing meals, and you're talking about steaks and fireworks. I can't believe this is who you are. This is just too much. No matter how much I cried, I couldn't forgive him. Anger welled up inside me, and I once considered cutting up my husband's clothes with scissors. But if I cut them up, I'd have to buy new ones, and that would be too risky for me, so I gave up on that idea. Maybe his coffee mug? His plate? His smartphone? I thought about it, but again, I'd have to replace anything I destroyed, so I gave up. I even thought about divorce, but when I saw our child's peaceful sleeping face, I couldn't do it. Take away their father? I can't do that. He's a good father to them. I just need to endure. Yes, I'll just pretend I don't know. I had to keep telling myself that. The truth is, I married him because I got pregnant unexpectedly. We'd been dating for just 3 months when I got pregnant, and he had to take responsibility. That's how we ended up getting married. Right, once you have a kid, not having it isn't really an option, is it? He said with a smile. Was he really sincere? But when the baby came, he seemed happy to hold them. He would feed them with a bottle and change their diapers. When he could make it home in time, he joyfully bathed them. Maybe another child wouldn't be so bad? It seemed I was the only one who thought so, as we never had a second. Work's busy, you know. Isn't one enough? That was his excuse. But I'm the one doing most of the raising, so it should be fine. Sorry, I'm just too tired for making babies. That's what he said, and gradually, our relationship grew distant. And it was non-existent by the time our daughter was 10 years old. Basically, he was too busy getting along with his mistress to bother with me. Well, of course. He was getting enough from another woman. Didn't need his wife anymore, right? So that's the kind of man he was. How he continued to deceive me. Because he worked at a restaurant chain that operated across the US, he often left on business trips. It's a meeting. Travel would be fun, but not a business trip, seriously. He always said that with a laugh. Ah, a cheating trip, got it. While murmuring that to myself, I still sent him off with a smile. And on such days, I'd eat fancy sushi with our daughter. Fancy sushi paid for with my husband's earnings. How bitter it tasted. Sometimes, I even bought jewelry. Jewelry that cost tens of thousands of dollars. He was getting along with another woman, so why shouldn't I? That was my thought when I bought it. But I've never actually worn it out. In the end, buying it out of spite just made me feel pathetic about the wasteful spending. Thus passed 15 years of enduring my husband's infidelity. Watching my husband leave, I muttered to myself, all right, time to start the plan. I was finally going to act on what I had long considered. My husband wouldn't be home until the wee hours, or perhaps not until the next night. Perhaps he lingered because it was hard to part with her, he wouldn't come back easily. I had experienced this over the past 15 years. In my younger days, I would cry and lash out in frustration at a husband who didn't come home. Staying up all night wasn't out of kindness or consideration. I did it just to pressure him when he returned, to show how long I had been waiting. I always put extra effort into breakfast on such mornings. But no matter what I cooked, my husband never seemed to appreciate it. The next day, just as I thought, he didn't come home for a long time. I didn't hear from him until after 10 p.m. that night. As expected, not coming home until the next night.
Hello! Megan! What's going on here?
Oh, welcome back. Going out for drinks and not returning until the next night, you really did it this time.
That's not the point. The house is empty.
That's right.
What do you mean that's right? Where are you?
I moved out. So I'm not there anymore.
Moved out? Where did you move to? I didn't hear anything about moving. Is this some kind of prank?
It's no prank. I've been planning this for a while.
What? Well, if that's the case, you've got to tell me where you've moved to. I'm shocked. So, where did you move to? Give me the address, I'll come over.
I have no intention of telling you.
What do you mean? If you don't tell me, I won't have anywhere to go. Where am I supposed to sleep?
There's a perfectly good place for you to sleep. At your mistress's place.
What? I don't have a mistress. What are you talking about?
Don't act dumb now. I know you have a mistress.
No, I don't. Why would you think I have one? Because I went out and didn't come home? That's just guys hanging out. Plus, I work for the family. Do you think I have time to have a mistress? If I had free time, I'd spend it with the family, of course.
Do you think I haven't noticed?
Eh? Noticed what?
My husband desperately tried to cover it up. If he has to lie this much, he shouldn't have cheated in the first place. So, you've been cheating for 15 years, haven't you?
Don't say such stupid things.
Stupid? When our daughter was 5, I got a WhatsApp message from you with a love heart. I knew something was off then. I only ever heard I love you from you in bed before we were married.
That can't be right.
You don't talk about love to me, but it seems you do to another woman. That's been going on for at least 15 years that I know of. But I've been enduring it for the sake of our child. And I endured your lies until our child was married.
So, you were thinking that? You've been doubting me all this while and kept it hidden, deceiving me.
You're one to talk. You're the one who's been deceiving, aren't you?
Anyway, it's not good to leave things misunderstood. Where are you? Let's talk this out.
Talking won't change anything. I've been waiting for today.
Even trying to clear things up over the phone won't work. If you looked me in the eyes, you'd see that it's all a misunderstanding. I don't have a mistress, and I've never cheated.
My husband kept denying everything, so I sent him photos. They were pictures of him coming out of a hotel with a woman. After seeing the photos he sent, My husband was silent for a while before he spoke.
What is this supposed to mean? Huh? It's clear you're coming out of a hotel, and you're still trying to deny it? You're mistaken. At that time, she just felt sick and there was nowhere else to rest, so we went in. I was just taking care of her at the hotel.
Nice try with that excuse. But who's going to believe that?
It's hard to believe, but this woman has a husband. If she has a husband, she wouldn't go to such a place. So, it means she and I aren't in that kind of relationship.
Oh, so it's a double affair, then? Good to know. It's not fair if only my family gets broken.
What are you thinking?
It wouldn't be fair if her family didn't break up too, right?
Stop! That would be terrible for her.
Well, if it's neither cheating nor an affair, then revealing it won't break anything, right?
That's true, but
if anything breaks, it'll be the consequence of what you've done.
Look, I haven't cheated or had an affair. And yet, telling her husband about it is too harsh, and I can't go to her place. It's cruel to say that a man who's been a husband for years should sleep in a place with no bed. Don't you think that's sad?
Well, it's not like there's nothing. I left the divorce papers. Please sign them and submit them to the courthouse.
I'm not going to take such a thing to the courthouse. I'm not getting a divorce.
If you don't submit them, then that's too bad. I'll just hire a lawyer. A divorce lawyer.
So, you're going that far to divorce me?
Of course. I've been betrayed. There's no other option but divorce.
Don't you think it's stupid to divorce over a misunderstanding?
I would think it's stupid if it were a misunderstanding. But it's clear it's not. Do you understand how I felt waiting for you to come home? How I felt making luxurious breakfasts? You never understood, but I was subtly letting you know that I knew about your affairs. You never got it, though.
I wouldn't know unless you told me.
You really are oblivious. Regardless, my feelings haven't changed. There's no option but divorce.
Why are you so stubborn?
And I don't need any division of property or alimony.
There's nothing to divide anyway. Where are my things?
They're at the nearest rental room to our house. It's rented under your name. Your stuff is there. You have the key, right?
I do have the key, but isn't this too arbitrary?
After being deceived for 15 years, I think I'm entitled to be a bit arbitrary at the end.
I don't intend to get a divorce. Even if you don't intend to, hiring a lawyer will finalize the divorce. Cheating for 15 years is reason enough for divorce. Please, stop this. We're both over 50, why stir things up and break apart? I just wanted to eat something nice.
Something nice?
Yeah, if you eat the same meal every day, you'd eventually want to eat out, right? That's all there is to it.
And that's why you end up with food poisoning.
I'm sorry.
So, you admit you've been unfaithful?
No. That's not it. I'm sorry for letting you think that. It's a misunderstanding, but I'm the one who caused it.
So, you keep denying it, insisting I'm wrong while claiming you just went out to eat. Fine, get ready for something more interesting to happen.
Wait, the address.
I heard my husband's voice, but I hung up the phone and didn't pick up any of his calls after that. A week later, when I contacted him, he sounded pathetic.
Megan, it's cold.
Where are you?
At the house we used to live in. I'm sleeping on cardboard laid on the floor.
You better leave quickly, or it'll be trespassing.
Why? Isn't this my house?
I sold it. So now, it's not your house anymore, it's someone else's.
You sold it. Where's the money?
It went to alimony.
Why? You said you didn't need alimony.
Yes, I said I didn't need it because I already got it.
Now that this house is gone, where am I supposed to sleep?
I left your bank account untouched, so you should manage.
What? If that's the case, you could have at least left the bedding.
If there was bedding, it would be in the way of moving.
Is that so? You're serious then? Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, you finally understand?
Yeah, today, I got a call from her husband.
Oh, he started to act, has he?
Did you tell him?
Yes. It's only fair to ruin happiness when mine has been destroyed.
I never thought you'd go that far.
So, what did her husband say?
He said he's getting a divorce.
Well, that was easy. But isn't that good? Now your 15-year love affair can culminate in marriage. Yeah, that's right. He asked me to take good care of his ex-wife. As expected. I talked to her, too. She wants to remarry me now that her husband knows everything. Well then, you shouldn't be too down about it, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a problem if this house was still here. But now, I need to find a place to live.
Did she get kicked out of her house? It seems so. I see. So, her husband didn't say anything? He told me I could divorce peacefully. I don't know why he said that, but at least I wasn't hit, so I guess that's a relief for me. Hopefully that relief lasts, right?
What do you mean by that?
You'll understand soon enough.
That's cryptic. If you know something, tell me.
After 15 years together, you really didn't understand anything, did you?
What are you talking about?
Who knows? It's better to see happiness with your own eyes. Hearing it from someone else, you might not believe it. But now, it's clear you've been unfaithful. Ready to admit it?
Yeah, I guess so. I did cheat, and I had an affair. It was a 15-year relationship with her.
Good, I'm glad you admit it. Living with her, you're in for some surprises, but I hope it's interesting.
What? What do you know?
About your happiness.
My happiness?
Yes, about the kind of joy that would make you cry. I know quite a bit about that. But having been betrayed during our 26 years of marriage, 15 of those years, it troubles me if you aren't happy. I can't accept that. So, I truly wish you all the happiness. You cared that much for me? Yes, I truly did. I care about you. All right, I'm going to hang up now. After hanging up, I muttered to myself. That's right, I really wish you'd fall into hell. Enjoy your life with her. Soon after, the courthouse confirmed our divorce, and we were officially separated. Now a stranger to each other, I started living a stress-free life. However, I was curious about what happened to my ex-husband, Russell. About 2 months later, I decided to contact him. He sounded surprisingly peaceful.
I got remarried.
Oh, seems pretty peaceful.
Yeah, you said there'd be surprises, but there's really nothing shocking. She's the best wife.
Huh, is that so? Russell's content voice was irritating.
I should have divorced earlier and remarried her. Her ex-husband divorced her so easily, too. He probably didn't appreciate her qualities.
Maybe that's true. By the way, did you change your address for the mail? Change the address for mail? What do you mean? If you haven't done that, all important documents will still go to the old address. That's true, now that you mention it. You should contact the post office to reroute your mail.
That's a good point. You're really observant.
Didn't your wife mention it? She said that her ex-husband used to handle all those little details. Then it's up to you to handle it now.
Right, I have a lot to learn and there are quite a few surprises about her. But that's what makes it adorable.
Sure thing. Who's cooking?
She's the one doing the cooking. Her cooking skills are just like a pro.
A pro?
Yeah, she can whip up anything from Western, Chinese to Italian. Whatever you crave, she can make it.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, the other day she made Chinese food, and it tasted just like the nearby Chinese restaurant.
Huh, I wonder how she does it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I asked her about it because, no matter what, it's professional level. She said once you taste it, you kind of figure out how to make it. Thanks to her, it feels like we're dining out every day.
Wow, that's something.
And she decorates the table with flowers every day, lights candles, and depending on the mood, we get wine if it's French food. It's so wonderful, I can't believe such an amazing woman exists.
Wow, she sounds like an amazing wife. So, what about laundry and cleaning?
Oh, she works on that too since she's also employed. She does thorough cleaning once a week.
Do you both do it together? Nah, our schedules don't sync up, so I can't help much, but by the time I'm home, she's cleaned every nook and cranny. Even the cushions get vacuumed, and she kills all the dust mites. Wow.
When I asked if it's tough doing it all alone, she said she loves cleaning and doing laundry, so it's not a bother at all. And she still manages to cook so well. It's unbelievable.
I see.
She also does the laundry in batches, and even irons the underwear. You can really tell she's putting in effort.
That's good to hear. She sounds like a wonderful wife, just like her ex-husband said. Why her ex-husband let go of such a wonderful wife, I'll never understand. I wouldn't let go if I were cheated on to that extent. He said he could divorce peacefully. What a strange guy. He must have lost his affection for her. Right, she seems skilled in everything.
Skilled in everything, huh? Yeah, she's truly the best in everything.
That's great. I'm glad you're as happy as you hoped.
Yeah, thanks.
After hanging up, I couldn't help but laugh at how Russell seemed overjoyed. At first, I was irritated hearing about his happiness, but it seems there's more to it.
I'm looking forward to this.
There's still so much Russell doesn't know. 3 months later, what I had hoped for seemed to be happening, as I received a call from Russell. His voice sounded quite frantic, almost panicky.
It's a mess, Megan. I don't know what to do. I have no idea how this happened.
What's going on?
Well, it turns out she was in debt.
Are you sure it's not a misunderstanding?
No, it's no misunderstanding. Once I started forwarding the mail here, envelopes started pouring in, all from consumer finance companies.
Oh, I see. I've never seen anything from a consumer finance company, so I'm not sure.
I was surprised too. At first, I thought it was some kind of sales mail, so I opened a few to check. Turns out, every single one was a collection notice or a bill.
That's shocking.
Wow, I was shocked. The total debt was about $300,000.
Oh dear.
So, I asked her, what's all this about? And she just smiled and said, because I love you.
I was thinking to myself that it had begun.
She doesn't buy branded items, and her clothes are simple. So why? I thought maybe she was sending money to her parents because they had financial troubles, but her parents are regular employees, very frugal and serious people. They both work, so they're not poor.
I couldn't help but laugh at how flustered he was. Then Russell asked if I knew something, so I decided to spill the beans.
What do you mean? If you know something, tell me.
All I know is from what her ex-husband told me.
Her ex-husband?
Yes, you praise her for cooking like a pro and being great at cleaning and laundry, but why do you think she can do all that?
Because she works hard at it, right?
You think she can do all that after a day's work? That's tiring, isn't it? Her cooking tastes good because it's delivered.
No way.
You think she can replicate flavors just by tasting them once, and she's not even a professional?
If she says she can, then maybe she can, right?
You're too naive. If she really did all that after coming home from work, there wouldn't be enough time. Even the laundry, it's ironed down to the underwear because it's sent out for cleaning, and the cleaning is done once a week when she hires a service on her day off.
No way!
Her ex-husband took 6 months to realize this. During that time, she racked up a huge debt. The debt was for the cooking and cleaning services, cleaning bills. And just like with you, when he found out about the debt, she told him it was because she loved him, with a smile.
The same thing, huh? But that can't add up to $300,000.
Right, it wouldn't add up to that alone. What's incredible about her is, she throws out anything she slightly dislikes and buys new, whether it's furniture, washing machines, vacuum cleaners, even closets. The biggest expense was a car. She would replace it as soon as she noticed any scratch. If he said no, she'd switch it while he was at work.
I can't believe it.
If you can't believe it, you don't have to. Her ex said it was costly and a lot of trouble.
Is this for real?
I don't think he was lying.
How did her ex live with her? Was he wealthy?
No. After he realized what was going on, he didn't let her do anything anymore. He'd come home from work and do the cooking, laundry, and cleaning himself. It was hard work every day. He kept complaining, wondering why he even got married.
I'd complain too.
That's why he was always thinking, can someone please take this wife off my hands? And then you showed up. It was perfect timing for you to take her.
So, I drew the short straw, huh?
I don't know if it's a short straw, but she might be suited as a mistress, not as a wife. But you married her after 15 years of being together, so that must be a grand love story, right?
With a debt of $300,000.
That debt is built on her love for her ex and for you. Either accept it or wait for her to cheat.
That's ridiculous. After 15 years together, and you still didn't know any of this. Tough luck.
After that, Russell realized letting her handle things would only increase their debt, so he started doing the cooking, cleaning, and laundry himself after coming home from work. Coming home late means even less time to sleep. But if Russell doesn't do it, she will, and he must do everything he can to avoid tightening the noose around his own neck. However, Russell, who is not a robot, was worn out and came to me to figure out how he could possibly find time to sleep. I suggested that he prepare meals in advance on his days off. Consequently, Russell ended up spending the entirety of his weekends in the kitchen. This strategy did help to cut down on expenses somewhat, but his debt didn't reduce much. So, he started working a part-time job to pay off the debts. His routine became day job by day, part-time job by night. Weekends spent cooking all day in the kitchen and working at night. This lifestyle obviously wasn't satisfying for his wife, and she began to seek comfort elsewhere. Currently, she is in the midst of an affair, but the busy Russell is completely oblivious to his wife's actions. I could tell him, and he would probably be thrilled to know, but I choose not to tell him. After all, she had deceived her former husband for 15 years, so surely she can keep deceiving Russell. Exhausted as Russell is, at home there's a wife who, despite how tired he is, still showers him with affection, surely a kind of angel in hell for him. All I can do is hope he lives a long life. Meanwhile, I am enjoying a relaxed life in my apartment. After 15 years of enduring stress, I am now living what feels like a heavenly existence every day.